You need to shut the fuck up.
Hey, motherfuckers. This is Minx. Suck my balls.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you doing? Aw, did you find your land nav point, Lieutenant? Good job, Lieutenant. You get a
Expert Action Badge.
put on your uniform right,
Expert Action Badge.
show up to work on time,
Expert Action Badge.
qualify on your weapon,
Expert Action Badge. Badge of Action.
find your guide on.
Expert Action Badge.
That's right, just doing your normal warrior task and drills, you get a
Expert Action Badge.
Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Inside the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to sunlight. Keep in a cool,
Find your
dark place.
guide.
And
Please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shit in a bag, Pogue. Badge of Action. The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. Action Badge.
This is Randy Couture, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday, January 30th, 2018. It is Tied Up Tuesday. I'm Minx. Down there is Gray Cloud. And as you can see, our lovely drinking rules are about to scroll through. They're actually about to restart. So if you're just now tuning in, you're about to see at the start of our drinking rules. And why do we have drinking rules, might you ask? It is the State of the Union address tonight. And so, you know, shit's gonna happen, and it's going to be entertaining because, let's face it, really anytime President Trump goes up to talk, it's gonna be fucking entertaining as fuck. So,
Yes, it is.
yes. Dude, I'm so excited.
It's gonna be awesome.
I agree. I agree. So these are our drinking rules. So anytime President of the United States restates a point, you have to do one drink. If he mentions the wall at all, rhymed, one drink. If he slams the Democratic Party or anyone in the Democratic Party, one drink. If the president says anything about fake news, two drinks.
Oh, I like that one.
If the president mentions DACA, two drinks. If the president says shitholes or shithole nation or anything really along the lines of anything shithole, four drinks. If he does the accordion hands, you guys know what I'm talking about. The accordion hands. It's one drink for every time he does it. If he says, "Make America Great Again," you have to finish your drink. Let's all hope and pray to whatever deity that you might believe in that he only says this once, maybe twice tonight. Otherwise, we're getting fucked up. If our
Come on,
president...
have
What?
some more faith than that.
No. If our president mentions or says border security or anything along the lines of border security, it's one drink. And finally, if any dreamers who attend tonight's State of the Union address are there, if they get arrested, if any of them get arrested, you are to finish your drink after you're done laughing. Because let's face it, that shit's going to be funny as fuck. Yeah, I said it. It's going to be fucking hilarious if someone gets arrested at the State of the Union.
Oh my my God.
So those are tonight's drinking rules. If you guys have more, by all means, feel free to message the page. Put a comment in the comment section. Let us know, and I will be more than happy to add them in there. Just let me know. Yeah.
Yes. Nation, just so you're aware, Minx and Grey Cloud reserve the right to change rules at any time during the State of the Union.
This is very true. And why is that? Because we're running this fucking rodeo. That's why. So yeah. Hello, Grey Cloud.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
I mean, can't complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good weekend?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
Do you remember any of your weekend?
No, I do. It's not like I didn't drink, actually. I didn't do anything this weekend. It was like, I didn't change out of my pajamas on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sunday, well, I didn't have anywhere to go, so I was like, fuck this bullshit. So I showered, I washed my hair, and then I said, fuck this. Oh, no, I waited to wash my hair until yesterday. That's right. But I did shower.
Hold on. So on Facebook Live, we have our first request for a rule change.
Oh.
President says the word huge.
Oh, wait, huge or huge?
Yeah, see, DJ was not specific enough. It says huge in quotes.
If he says huge, it's going to be huge.
Huge.
That's a good one. I think that might have to be amended.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Let's see here. We can tack that on to an additional rule that's already in there of something he's saying.
Like what though?
How about we throw it in there with the border security rule?
Border security?
Yeah.
Or what about the wall? Like the huge wall.
Huge wall?
Because it doesn't make sense if it's huge border security. Does it make sense?
No, either or. The rule is the same.
Okay. Either way, so it's one drink.
It's one drink. It's not huge border security. No, it's huge and or border security. Like everything else so far, it's one or the other.
Oh, okay.
Although huge border security, that would be interesting.
It would. That it would. How was your weekend?
We will take your rule under consideration, TJ. We will see what happens. The State of the Union goes live at 2100 Eastern.
Right? So in 50 minutes.
Yes, you have 50 minutes to prepare yourself for being destroyed in our game. Oh my God. Anyway, so you didn't do anything this weekend, huh?
No.
Well, that's good. Sometimes we need those weekends.
Right? I keep asking you and then putting your face up there, I keep asking you how your weekend was, but you're not listening.
You haven't asked me once.
And then see, you're not listening again.
You just asked me how my weekend
Hooker.
was.
No, I did not.
Anyways.
Stop. Now, you're doing it again.
What?
You're not listening. All right, Grey Cloud. How was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty quiet. I went to class. It was warm enough to get a ride in on my bike. So I took that out. It was windy, but it was warm. So I was able to get a ride out on my bike. Went and ordered some stuff for it. We're throwing a cam kit in it as soon as the parts come in, probably first part of April because they're back ordered. And that'll, bump up the torque and whatnot, and it'll be a stage 2 2018 bike. Class, and that was the extent of my weekend. I mean, pretty low key. It was nice to get out on the bike though. So, yeah.
That's cool.
That's it.
Yes.
Very uneventful.
You're boring.
Well, it's school and
Play
and
hooky
it's cold out
again.
now. Huh?
I said play hooky again.
My next hooky date is mid-March.
Why mid-March? It's so random.
Technically, it's spring break. So.
Oh.
so,
That's
so
not fucking hooky. That's a scheduled break.
well, you know what? I'm allowed one hooky session a semester.
Whatever,
Right.
rule follower. God,
Yeah,
live
well-
dangerously.
We'll see what happens in the second half of the semester. There might be one or two I miss.
Ooh,
'Cause
fucking rebel.
There's some good things going on in the second half of the semester.
Fucking rebel.
Don't start with me.
Whatever, old man. What are you drinking tonight?
Right now it's coffee and Bailey's. And then I'm going to switch over to, I picked up 2 items. I picked up a Yingling Porter, which I didn't know they made. And then to open the POTUS drinking, it's some kind of Sam Adams concoction. It comes in a big bottle and shit. I'll show the bottle after I open it and bring it in. But that's what I'm going to open with when we start. So, and I'll have my 6-pack sitting next to me just in case.
Oh, nice.
Because there's a good chance I'm going to go through that first bottle fairly quickly.
Yeah. Right?
Based on our rules.
Right, yeah. Well, I was actually asking a lot of people that I work with today, like if they were going to watch or, just letting them know, like, I was excited mostly because, one, we get to play a drinking game, and drinking games are fun, right?
Yes, they are.
But a lot of the people that I work with are like, oh, it's the State of the Union. And it's like, why would you not want to at least watch, if not to participate in a drinking game? Like, why would you not want to at least hear from the person who is democratically in charge of our country what is going on with our country right now? Like, why do you not want to be informed with what's going on?
That goes back to the whole thing about it is too early for this.
Yes! Rant number 1!
It goes back to that whole thing about people not wanting to be involved and not wanting to make a difference or a choice. They want to just, woe is me. Oh, this is the way it is. Well, if you don't fucking listen to the State of the Union, which usually covers the president's plan for the year, right? And the way he sees the union and how to go forward with the United States and make us better and prosperous, then you're not fucking doing yourself any favors and you're not doing the nation any favors. So you have no right to bitch if you're uninformed. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse of the law. It's that same concept, right? So fucking pay attention. At least watch it after it's done broadcasting, because you can get through a lot of the extra applause and all this other garbage and if there's a commercial or anything, you can cut through that, right? And you don't have to listen to the rebuttal. Or hell, they fucking post a transcript afterwards. Just read the son of a bitch on your free time. You don't have to watch or listen to it if you don't want to.
Your fake news.
No, fake news. Fuck.
Oh, and Spanky says something to you, by the way.
Oh, I retorted.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Because I didn't hear your retort about how, of course, you're going to follow the rules. You call spring break hooky.
I know the rules of spring break. All right. I said that in the comments to her.
I didn't see your comment.
Well, it's not my fault you can't read.
I'm busy trying to figure out, like, buttons and shit. Suck my dick.
I heart you, promise.
Hooray!
Well, that was quickly destroyed.
Right. Yeah. You're a good job. At least, my Guinness, I had been drinking that for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, it's because it takes a long time to drink a Guinness.
No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Not for me. You just have to relax your throat muscles and just let it go. True story. That's the trick.
We're gonna go
That's
downhill right tonight.
No, that's the trick. It is. That's the trick to do this. You gotta just relax the throat,
And
right?
gulp it all
just
down.
kind of like open it up, right? And then it just kind of slides in.
Anyways, back on the
I think
farm.
my little brother's watching. Sorry, DJ.
Yeah.
Fuck it, whatever. No, that my little brother's awesome. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Fine.
It is.
It's fine. It's fine.
It is though. Right? See, Chris Nicewanger knows. You just gotta relax that throat. Irish Car Bomb champ. What? He knows. My little brother just texted me.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Cheers. Sorry, I'm all red now.
No PowerPoint of the rules. None.
Right.
No PowerPoint.
No PowerPoint in the rules. No.
PowerPoint rules. So,
What?
do we want to get into some of this, some of these news articles?
I think so. A little. We've got some time to kill.
Yep.
And then we're gonna take a longer break than normal between first and second hour, just because I want to make sure. I'm kind of a nervous wreck about like getting everything retransmitted from like where the fucking address, and I know I'm like acting crazy with my hands right now. Oh, where like the address is going to be coming from, and then like getting it re-signaled through everything and like pushed back out, and so I want to make sure there's enough time, and I don't want to feel rushed. So yeah. But during the break, my little brother's like a DJ, and we're gonna listen to some of his music. I
Nice.
think he's awesome, but I'm kind of biased. So
Well, yeah.
fuck you guys.
Tell us how you really feel.
He's fucking awesome. I love my little brother. He gets away with fucking murder. Let me tell you about this kid growing up. He has tried to kill me more times than I can count. He tried to kill me with a fucking golf club once.
Oh.
That was a good time because
Well.
I was babysitting him, and I told him that it was time to go to bed. Yeah.
That's some good love.
Yeah, right? It was family bonding. He got pissed. And he was like, I'll kill you! and then our sister was laughing her ass off, like not making the situation any better. And was recording it. He's yelling at me now. It was a tennis racket. It was a golf club. I would remember. But he ran into the fucking garage, grabbed it. Alicia grabbed the fucking camcorder and starts recording it. And I'm like, you're not helping. Dude, my fucking family.
Oh, so speaking of, not to change the topic too quickly here.
No, it's fine.
So Nation, we got a call for attendance. Details, we apologize. The details are kind of vague. For Fort Sam Houston, the Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery, there's apparently going to be 2 veterans buried there tomorrow that won't have any accompaniment. The details we have right now are the ceremony. I don't want to call it a ceremony because that's not really what it is, but the burial is supposed to take place at approximately 14:30 local time, and it will be in Shelter 3 is the information we have from our source. So, Nation, if you are in the Fort Sam Houston area and you have some free time tomorrow, head over to Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery and send our brothers off with or sisters, because again, we don't have much information at this time. Get over there and send them off the right way. Show them that they do have family, that they do have friends that care about them and want to see them off to the other side in the right way. So thank you, Nation.
Yes.
But yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
All right. All right. What do you want to talk about?
Well, since it's a State of the Union night, I've got an interesting article. I don't know if it was covered already, but the Breitbart did one of those street beat things, right?
Go on.
And they recorded it. College students condemn Trump's State of the Union address as racist.
Yes.
Before it happens.
Right? Oh my God, I shared that. So I'm at work today, bored out of my mind because I'm orienting a new girl, and she's good, and so I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just sitting there like with my thumb not literally up my ass, and I'm like, all right, I have nothing else to do, so I'm fucking adding miles on my thumb, scrolling my phone, and I see that. I was like, wait, what? And let's keep in mind, they asked these students like last week what they thought of the president's address. And they're like, oh yeah, it's racist. It was terrible. He's just ranting, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, it hasn't happened yet, honey. Let's try again.
Oh God! Right. So the article, the article is dated 29 January. Yeah. So yesterday. But with a lot of these, they record them like you were saying a couple days prior.
Week. They recorded it last week.
Yeah. So several students at New York University in New York City sounded off on President Donald Trump's State of the Union address before the speech took place. Cabot Phillips of the conservative college news site Campus Reform interviewed several students on NYU's campus about their thoughts on Trump's State of the Union address. And many gave their opinions on the speech despite it not having happened yet. Quote, we've been getting people's reactions to Trump's State of the Union last night. Some people were saying it was the most racist State of the Union that's ever happened. What was your reaction to everything that was said? Phillips asked. Quote, quite racist at the very least, if not up there with most racist, one student replied. Another student said Trump had the temperament of a 3-year-old child, while others said the president's speech was offensive and ridiculous.
Oh my God. The president was offensive and ridiculous. Really? On on what speech again? He hasn't given one yet.
Phillips told Fox and Friends first Monday morning that he was not surprised by students' responses to questions because of what he says is a liberal ideology most college campuses promote. For people that pride themselves on being so open-minded and so tolerant, it was disappointing but not surprising to see that they made up their mind based on rhetoric, based on preconceived ideas about Donald Trump and about the Republican Party, but not actually on facts, Phillips said. Trump will give his State of the Union address Tuesday evening, tonight, although many Democratic lawmakers are boycotting the address over Trump's alleged comments about shithole countries. Boom. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg also announced that she would not attend the address. Now, there is a good photo of her, and I can't remember where it's at. I think I found it earlier, but of her being passed out in one of Obama's State of the Unions.
Oh, that one?
Yes. She is like asleep in the middle of the State of the Union.
I remember that picture where you're like, do we wake her? Like, do we let her sleep? Like, is she alive? Is there a free spot on the bench now? We don't know. Let's play some squares. God. All right, hold on. D-Max is trying to call in.
Oh, Lord.
Right? Fuck us. Hello, D-Max. 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 D-Max.
Hey,
Hello.
how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, man. Yes,
Hi.
I'm not fleshing on you, I promise.
Ah. You've what?
Yeah, you're surprised by that.
I am.
No, I really wanted to ask you guys a question combined with the State of the Union address. What do you actually expect to hear from it?
What do I expect to hear from President Trump? I expect to hear him say how to comment how in the first year of his presidency, our GDP has grown about 4%, which is unheard of, and how he's expecting it to grow a lot more. I expect him to talk about the tax cuts and how it's going to bring business into the U.S., i.e. the solar panels, or more specifically, the Chinese solar panels that he just put a 30% import tax on. So, which everyone thought he was putting an import tax on solar energy, or a 30% tax on just clean solar energy. That's not the case. The tax, that 30% tax, was on these Chinese imported solar panels. So what did the Chinese do in response to this? They're opening up a factory in the United States to get around that 30% tax. But in doing that, that's creating jobs for the American people.
I don't see a problem with that.
No, not at all. I don't either. And so I think he's going to comment on that. I think he's going to comment on how he's bringing jobs back to the United States and how businesses are coming back and how he's expecting that to continue forward, like, you know, for the next year. Gray Cloud, your turn.
I agree with the. He's going to talk about the economic boom that's happened, and the racing of the Dow Jones Industrial Average up to what 26,000 or whatever it's at right now.
You follow the stock market as well.
Yeah, so that's the race to 26,000 is unprecedented. When the stock market went through that huge crash and reset, in what was that, early or late 07, right around the turn of the fiscal year of that year.
October 07, I think.
Yeah, fall of 07. And so everybody was kind of scared and whatnot. They say it's not as the margin isn't as big, right? So when it went from 10,000 to 11,000, granted, that's a 10% increase in growth in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. When it broke the 25,000,
now it's at 26.
Let D-Max, let him finish.
So when they broke the 24,000 or the 25,000 barrier, it wasn't seen as a big of a gain as that when they compared it to that. And then it only took, I think it was like 7 trading days to break that. And it was another 5 or 6 trading days to get to the 26,000 threshold. So the Dow Jones is just skyrocketing. And that's really the pulse for the health of the economy, right? So goes the Dow Jones, so goes the economy, right? If it is going up, if there's positive trading days after positive trading days and it's going up, the economy, that's the bellwether measure, I guess you could say, for the economy itself. The other thing I expect him to address is either immigration reform, a border security, or some combination of those, because that's one of his big ticket items, right? Those are the things he promised to deliver on. I agree with him, and I also agree with Minks. Taxes is going to be in there. It'll probably be tied to the economic piece. But the State of the Union is designed for...
I don't believe any immigration reform is going to be included in this address.
You don't?
No. I think it's going to go straight for economy and rebuilding the United States.
I don't see that because two reasons. One, there's a current budget fight in the House and Senate. Right? We have
there's
we
always
have
been,
days
though.
before we run out of money, basically.
Again.
Or take. So the immigration reform piece, the wall, DACA, he will mention because there is a fight in both houses right now for that money and for that budget to be passed. And the way both sides see it is not clear cut. The Dems are going to want to protect the DACA and anything else that has to do with that program, and they're going to want to tie it to the budget. The Republicans, the GOP, are going to want a separate bill for that and not tie it to the annual budget. So, if I were POTUS for this one time, when if they come with a short-term spending bill and I were POTUS, they come with a 3-week, 4-week CR, I'd veto that son of a bitch, right quick in a hurry. And I would tell them to come back when they have an actual budget ready to go, or at least a 1-year spending plan. Because all they keep doing is kicking the issues down the road, and nothing's ever going to get done. And it severely affects national security and the military, because if that money's not allocated and that money's not ready to spend because we don't know when it's going to run out, you can't do long-term training. You can't do events and plan them correctly, right? The military operates on a 12-month, 3-year, a 3-year, a 5-year, and a 10-year schedule for their money, right?
Yeah, but they're all volunteers regardless, and guess what? I mean, you know what we do, and we do it regardless. So
But D-Max.
It wouldn't matter if we got paid.
D-Max.
Yeah. What?
Units cannot train if they are not getting paid for the training.
Yeah, you can.
No, they cannot.
So there are a lot of extra pieces that get paid for that training. All your 3 shops come to a grinding halt because that's all civilians. A lot of your IT
Reserves
support
cannot
run by
get paid.
civilians.
Active cannot. I don't know. It's a messy network.
All right.
I'm just.
Thanks for your call, D-Max.
Sorry.
Bye.
I'm confused because it affects my.
Whoops, I hung up on him. Sorry, D-Max.
But so to finish the whole point about him bringing up border security and DACA and immigration reform, it's going to come up.
Yeah.
Because the fights that are getting ready to happen in the 2 houses. Yeah. And votes are precious, right? And I would veto it if I were the POTUS. If it came to me and it was a short-term CR, I'd veto it. Why? Because you're not going to get 290 votes in the House to override a veto. By the way, guys, it takes 2/3 of both houses to override a presidential veto, just FYI. And that's 290 votes in the House and approximately 68 votes in the Senate. So that's going to be the fight. So he is going to mention it. And the rumor is that in that mention, he's going to throw out some nuggets out there on a possible compromise on how it could be done.
Right.
So it's going to be an interesting State of the Union.
Yeah.
2, he's going to drop Easter egg, to use the term Easter eggs out there for everybody to cue in on. Right? The Dems already have their rebuttal written, and they're going to slam him tooth and nail about DACA and how he's doing bad things or whatever it is, or he's racist or whatever.
God,
so if that's their fallback, the response from the Dems is going to be very, very interesting, because if Trump sticks to facts and points and numbers and all this stuff that can't be refuted, right? And the Dems go to he's a racist, he's a misogynist, Russian collusion, the step down of the deputy director of the FBI, the Mueller investigation. If those are their talking points in their rebuttal, then they have no argument.
I think that's going to be something that he brings up, actually, is, shit, I just forgot. Damn it. What did you just say?
Russian collusion?
Well, no.
Down the deputy director?
No, the memo. He's going to ask the House and the Senate to release the memo.
So it's already been, they've already voted to release it.
But now he's going to, like, actually demand that it's...
No, he's the authority. He's the release authority.
Okay, good.
He's the actual release authority for that. So it would be interesting to see what comes out in that memo. I mean, you saw Pelosi was slamming Cuomo on CNN. Flat out told him, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's because she's a
CNN.
hag.
This is the Dems' go-to nation station for support.
Right.
And she is slamming CNN's, one of CNN's star anchors or star reporters, however you want to call him.
You guys don't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, frankly. Some shit like that. Hold on, now I gotta fucking find it. Damn it.
Oh my goodness. It's gonna be very, very interesting. That is for damn sure. Oh my god. Do you think a brawl could happen, like a fight?
You mean like
the
what is that,
Ugandan parliament? Yes. Oh my god. Like, I really wish I could be at the State of the Union, like, just with some popcorn and, like, just, like, sitting there, like, yes.
Oh my god, I would so have popcorn in there.
Mostly, though, I just want to see if anyone gets arrested. But no, I'd be that asshole who's like pre-gaming, like tailgating before. It'd be like a football game.
Oh my god, can you imagine tailgating out there like at the Pentagon parking lot, it being broadcast on jumbo screens?
Oh my god. I think that's exactly what needs to happen though. To get the younger generations more involved. I think that's what needs to happen. Like, we need to start throwing tailgate parties at the State of the Union address. I mean, like, what's he gonna say next? But there's gonna be those hookers out there who are gonna be like, hashtag I'm with her, and she's not our president though, honey. Like, I'm sorry, she's just not.
They can be with her in the losers box. That's
right?
fine.
You sit over there with the losers.
You sit out there in a timeout box.
Right? Oh my god. Oh, so allegedly the Grammys were this weekend, right?
Yeah. Something like last night or some garbage.
I think they're Saturday.
I don't know.
Saturday, Sunday. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I got it. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi got a bit testy with a bit testy.
Ooh, testy? Like
with,
testicles?
Maybe. It's Pelosi, so you never know.
She might have them. We're unsure. The jury's still out.
With CNN's Chris Cuomo Monday night telling the anchor that he did not know what he was talking about. Nation, just so you know, I've got this article and there's a video clip. The Daily Caller is where I found it. Just FYI. Quote, Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI, obviously recently selected by President Trump. He got the memo. He could have come out and said, this is reckless, don't release it, Cuomo said. Quote, let me just say this with all due respect. You really don't know what you're talking about right now, Pelosi replied. I'm sorry. If you have to say with all due respect in your statement, or that's the same as saying bless your heart.
Right, yeah. There's no respect in there.
There's no respect in there whatsoever.
Right? That's like any junior enlisted going up to any like NCO or like officer and being like, with all due respect, sir.
Yeah. You don't mean you have
Sir.
no respect in that statement.
With all due respect, sergeant.
So I wanted to throw that out there that
or
even within the Democratic Party and its support network, right, of CNN, there is tension. And apparently, if you go on and read the rest of the statement, that she started to some words and whatnot, and she gets a little frustrated in the interview. So what's that really tell you about the memo?
I think her name's in it.
I think that Dems are worried about the memo. I really truly do.
Oh yeah, they are. Because let's think about it. Whose name continually gets brought up when shit keeps getting exposed? And which party does it continue to be affiliated with when shit keeps getting exposed here recently? Weird. But yeah, agreed, Spanky. This memo better be in AR 25-50. I swear to God, if it's not, I'm a cut somebody.
Now, hold on. There's no rules for congressional memo writing. They just throw shit on paper and release it with their letterhead.
25-50.
Yeah. I've tried to use that standard where I currently work, and I get shot down all the time.
I don't care.
Trust me, I try to push many memos through in that standard format, and they said, no, this is not the format we use.
But it is the format.
That's what I try to tell them. This is the format to use.
Right? I don't care what your company says. Like, this is the format.
This is the format. This is the only format to use.
Like, I don't know if you guys are aware or not of AR 25-50, but let me break it down for you.
If I ever own my own business, that's the way my memos will be written for my employees, and that's the way I expect them to be received from my employees if they write one.
Hell yeah, freaking! It's not a big regulation. It's like, it's that thick. Print off a bunch of copies and have them all over the fucking office and be like, here, educate yourself.
I will whip it at them too. This is wrong. Follow the book.
Follow the book. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, did you see that article that I shared today where apparently if you practice yoga now, you're a white supremacist?
Oh, I saw that. I didn't read it, but I saw that. The only one I saw was the lead one. If you practice the downward dog or something like that.
Yeah, so downward dog is a yoga position, obviously. But yeah, no, the professor was talking about pretty much all yoga poses. Pretty much if you partake in yoga, you are now a white supremacist.
Really?
Somehow.
That's interesting.
Even though yoga originates from Indo-Asia and is centered strongly in the Hindu belief. And
let's see here. Originated in ancient India. White supremacists.
I can definitely see how,
Basically, you just called a whole country
of non-white people.
Indo-Asia, literally, white supremacists. Because you're a fucking retard.
Dude, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what these people...
And again, here... Oh, man. It goes back to the whole thing of not wanting to educate yourself. And the first thing you want to throw out is something to try and get somebody off their game, right? Because they're hitting you with facts and points and things that are backed up by numbers and or regulations, law, things of that nature. And you want to call them racist, misogynist, a bigot, anything that falls into their narrative to show that you are not a good person. And it just really blows my mind that that's what they want to do. Really? Come up with a better argument. Because I know all spectrums that practice yoga. And I don't think any of them would fall into that classification.
Right.
You speak proper English. You're perpetuating white supremacy.
Right. Probably, Spanky. Probably.
Fucking Spanky.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's a cause. Yes, mathematics is apparently the promotion of white supremacy. I remember just reading that article. Oh my God.
Wait, the accurate use of mathematics Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
okay,
Because
so-
they say, neighborhoods with bad schools or things like that don't get, a decent education, or those education systems are lacking. Therefore, if they don't get mathematics, or you're learning mathematics at a different school, or you can educate yourself better, you are perpetuating white supremacy because you know math or are learning math.
No, I agree with Cause. How do you explain Asians?
Exactly. They fucking excel at math.
I am white and I cannot do math to save my life. Once they added letters, I'm fucked. I'm like,
negative I.
why do I need to know what X is? Like, I don't care what X is. Hello, Mom.
Hi.
my
I'm
favorite
calling
example.
in because I practice yoga.
Yes, I do too.
Yes. Yeah, and because it's I guess it's not very impactive on the joints and shit.
Yeah.
So,
That's
like
why
the
it's
downward
white
dog,
supremacist.
my ass is in the air a lot. And I don't think I'm a white supremacist
Right?
at all. Like, I'm just saying.
Something about, right? Exactly. Something about that position in particular. Just,
Right? Like your ass in the air. But anyways, like when I, kind of learned about yoga, it was like more of an Asian thing.
Yeah, no, that's what you're talking about. It's originated in India. It's in Indo-Asia.
Yeah.
So
I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know how that works out. I mean, I'm from Kentucky. I know all about, the KKK and shit. But
right. So if anyone's schooled on white supremacy, it's you.
right. So yeah, yoga totally not white supremacy. Just saying.
No, not at all.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh, we got 12 minutes until D Trizzle comes on. Dude, I'm so excited. D Trizzle! I killed Grey Cloud again. I seem to kill
God,
him
that's
every
awesome.
week.
Oh. Oh, somebody needs to write a song about that now.
D Trizzle. DZ to the treezy. Right? Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. So no, I think it's going to be he's going to cover a lot of good points. I really hope it sets the tone for his second year in office.
Yes.
And I hope it puts the Dems in a tizzy.
Oh, I do too. I hope bitches get triggered. There.
Okay, so
I
speaking of
fucking
Dems,
said it.
weren't certain ones are kind of boycotting the State of the Union?
Well, they're supposed to. They said they would. Well, Pelosi threatened it, but then she countered back with saying that she's going to bring an illegal immigrant to the State of the Union. Yeah, no, dude. Seriously, earlier today, Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of other House Democrats had a news conference with a shit ton of illegal immigrants. And like the whole time I'm just thinking, like, where the fuck is ICE at?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Like,
Are they standing at the door?
Where the fuck are these bitches at? And
Oh, wait,
then I was
holy
thinking,
shit.
and then like, they've all got these ugly fucking butterfly stickers on their jackets, right? And let's face it, like, these women and these men are wearing $1,000 jackets. And they've got these cheap ass fucking butterfly stickers on there. Like, we're dreamers too. Are you?
No.
We identify with them. Do you really?
No, you don't.
But yeah,
Close.
so, but now I think a lot of the Democrats who were going to boycott the State of the Union and not go, a bunch of them have actually decided to bring an illegal immigrant to the State of the Union which is
Interesting.
why President Trump has decided to invite ICE agents.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
So that is why I'm severely looking forward to this, and why I added that one drinking rule in there. If any dreamers get arrested, you finish your drink after you're done laughing. Yes.
We might choke.
That's why I said after.
So we have another rule suggestion in the Facebook Live. Elena, I'm going to slam that. I can never say this. Elena, I think. 3 drinks if he mentions the stock market.
Okay. We can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll add that on during the break, which we are going to take now. Yay! So everyone sit back, relax, enjoy some music from my fucking awesome brother. And yeah, we shall be back here soon with the State of the Union.
Yeah, no shots in the break. You got to save them.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Fucking answer your phone, AK. God damn it, answer your phone.
I heard somebody talking about anal sex on the radio, so I figured I'd give my story. Give me a call back. Alright, bye.
Hello. I don't know what you're trying to do with all these British accents, but I'd really like it if you could call me back so I could read something for you. Bollocks. I just burnt my hair with my, rolled marijuana. Stupid strawberries and crumpets. I don't like it. Have a good day.
Hey baby, you gave me your number in the fucking bar. This is fucking Lewis. How you doing? Don't know why you ran off in such a rush. Yeah. I know you're digging my vibe, baby. Just give me a call back. You know the number.
Go fuck yourself, Bobby.
Hey, just wanted to talk about your guys' radio show and how awesome it is and the other guys sucked. Anyway, yeah, make America great again.
I don't know how to use this. Roll velvet.
Put the monkey down. Oh, God. Never mind. Hey, brother, we need to get your show nationwide on this Sirius radio or satellite or something. Kind of hard to watch it when it comes on this damn little cell phone. Let's see what we can do to get you nationwide. Love to see you. Love to hear you. Continue on.
You guys need more fucking lines if they're all busy.
What the fuck?
Get some more. Let me shit in your mouth.
Beautiful but crisp evening here in the nation's capital as we are now just moments away from President Trump delivering here.
we're back really quickly. We're going to see if I got it to work really quickly. So hold on just a second. We're going to see. Fingers crossed. Hold on. Please work. Oh my God. Oh. We have video. But do we have audio?
Didn't get
Maybe.
very far with Obamacare repeal and replace. Year 2 of the Trump presidency, we're told by the White House, is going to be all about shifting gears to issues that he thinks he can get bipartisan support on. Throw down the gauntlet to Democrats to work together with him for the good of the country.
Yep.
First and foremost among those issues will be infrastructure. The president thinks there's a good opportunity to have Democrats work with him on that. He also wants to get a deal on DACA as sort of a starting point for broader immigration reform. No question that's going to be a tougher lift than infrastructure. As for the Democrats, no sign at this point that the leadership is willing to work with the president, saying that his immigration proposal on DACA is a non-starter, also voicing a lot of skepticism about what the president may have in mind on infrastructure. One thing that I'm told to pay special attention to tonight, Brett and Martha, is the section on North Korea. I'm told the president will have very tough language, but also go down the road of something of a new approach on North Korea. So something to watch closely for this evening.
John Roberts, live on the North Lawn of the White House. John, thanks. We're looking live in the House chamber and the president's cabinet coming in. There you see the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, who's been very forceful on North Korea, Iran, and other issues at the UN.
Small Business Administration, Linda McMahon right behind her, Ben Carson of HUD, as you can see, as well as they gather, and Rex Tillerson in the foreground there. So while we wait, let's bring in our special State of the Union extended panel. Chris Wallace, host of Fox News Sunday. Dana Perino, co-host of The Five.
Molly Hemingway, senior editor at The Federalist. Juan Williams, columnist with The Hill and co-host of The Five. And senior political analyst Britt Hume. Britt, you've been through a lot of these. We see them. We see the pomp and circumstance. This seems like a big moment for this president in this moment in time in Washington.
Well, he's in a different situation than he was a year ago when he arrived with all guns blazing. And you remember that inaugural address? It was so kind of bellicose. He softened his tone for his first, effectively his first State of the Union address, which was the joint address to Congress about a year ago. Now he's in a different situation than he was at the end of last year. He can't get bills through Congress with 50 or 51 votes. He needs 60, which means he needs Democrats in a way that he really didn't as much in his first year. And I think tonight will be a lot about trying to soften his image in their eyes and make them think, well, this is a guy we may not agree with him, we may not even like him, but we can do business with him. And I think that's where he will try to take the speech tonight. And it'll be interesting to see if he can do it. My guess is he probably can make a little headway, but you know, the intense feeling about him is pretty strong. It would help him a lot if he could diminish the rage. We'll see if he can.
Dale, what's wrong with you, Dale?
Quick thoughts as we understand the president is on his way to the chamber.
Well, real quick, look, we're going to have plenty of time afterwards to talk about what the president said in his speech. For all the talk about a divided Washington, I've been covering these for more than 35 years, and I always get kind of a chill to see the entire government of the United States, the Congress, the executive branch, the president and his cabinet, the chiefs of the staff of the various military services, the Supreme Court, the diplomatic corps. This is a moment, particularly before the speech starts, to celebrate the extraordinary government that we have and what the founders put together. It's all in this room.
And it is. And senators, House members, a few Democrats decided, some 12 House Democrats decided not to show up tonight. As we mentioned before, there will be 5 Democratic responses after this speech. We're moments away from Paul Irving, the House Sergeant at Arms, announcing the President of the United States.
Zip ties for everyone. Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh, Nation, you have to keep up with some of these comments.
shit. Cafe hay.
You see some folks there crowded on the line to get a handshake.
Yes. Oh my God.
Gohmert
Yes.
there, a big supporter of the president, obviously, and behind
those look like angry Dems.
Leader, and Steve
Angry
Scalise,
Dems.
the House Majority Whip, who obviously had his own challenges this year, coming back from that gunshot on the softball practice, choosing the electric blue tie tonight.
I put in there that it's only when the president states "Make America Great Again" and not anyone in the comment section.
Yes,
well, I think for the
y'all, we'd be dead already.
This might be an opportunity for the president to offer a reprise of the kind
hold on, Alina, are you against the electric blue tie?
Offered at Davos, and we know that Gary Cohn, who was so instrumental in that presentation where he talked America first, but not America alone, has also had a hand in writing this speech, along with Stephen Miller, who is typically the more aggressive, more populist energy, if you will, behind the pen. So the question is how much the president can do in terms of extending a base that is, according to most polls, locked in the mid to upper 30s in terms of approval. And that's evidence, I think, of the extreme political polarization in the country. And
Daly
tonight,
spelt it wrong.
If he can offer some kind of hand to say, you know, I'm looking more presidential, I'm ready to work with Democrats, I think he can deliver a message. But are people able to hear that if he is able to change?
Dana, quick thought as we watch the applause here, which could go on for a bit.
Well, yes, last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, when the president was in
I just saw your gesture.
For the 1-year anniversary of his inauguration, didn't have a chance to celebrate. This is sort of like the first year of a child, right? So the first anniversary is such a big one. The staff has worked so hard, and they actually have the wind at their back with a lot of accomplishments that a year ago, when he gave his joint session of Congress speech, I don't think they knew what they were going to be able to do, but they've accomplished a lot.
Molly, quickly, I should point out the Fox News poll has an approval at 45%, and they've seen some numbers moving, which
Hell
the
yeah,
president and his
Jesse, I
party are happy
pre-gamed for
about.
this bullshit.
Yeah, he's done very well with his base, and it's the independents that have softened
Grace
a bit
and I were
since his
talking about
election.
that.
So
Like,
I
they need to
expect
actually
this will be
host,
the
like,
typical
fucking
speech that reaches
tailgates.
out to independents.
I'm
and
telling
has
you.
sort of grab
That
bag
would
of,
get a lot of,
goodies or,
like,
you know,
a lot
goodies
more
for
people
them.
interested.
But he needs to
I
be
got
careful not to
Guinness.
switch
I'm
too
ready to
much
go.
from that to
Ready.
he's been successful in
Let him
part
slam
because he
Rosie,
is so
let him slam
unorthodox in
Rosie.
his approach, and having a very
Right?
traditional
Suck
speech
my
might not
dick.
serve him
Oh, no, he
as
can't
well
say
as
that.
it
That's
does in
sexual
DC.
misconduct.
Let's listen in to the Speaker of
So
the House,
all,
Paul Ryan,
like,
gavel the session
how
to
does he slam Rosie? Oh, is that that's not Baron, is it? That doesn't look like Baron. Either way, that's a cute kid.
Oh my God, this is gonna
Forgot
be
the
good.
rule. Mikey, they're scrolling.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and the distinct honor
I forgot the rules.
of presenting to you the President of the United States.
They're scrolling for a reason because somebody may not survive tonight. Oh my God, the YouTube comments are awesome.
He's got a Death Star. Duh.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Vice President, members of Congress,
We got you, Dale.
the First Lady
Be safe
of
driving
the
out there.
United States, and my fellow Americans. Less than 1 year has passed since I first stood at this podium in this majestic chamber to speak on behalf of the American people and to address their concerns, their hopes, and their dreams. That night, our new administration had already taken very swift action. A new tide of optimism was already sweeping across our land. Each day since, we have gone forward with a clear vision and a righteous mission to make America great again for all Americans.
Damn it! Finish your drink, y'all. Finish your drink. He said it. He said make America great again.
Oh, come on. It's too early for that.
Great Cloud.
Yeah.
Finish your goddamn drink.
There we go. Yeah, a little bit left in this one.
Stream ended for... What the fuck? What just happened?
Did it break?
Dude, yeah. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I'll get this back. Don't you worry. I'll get this back. Hold on. Because it's still playing over here. Hold on.
Ooh. That is really good.
I'll get this.
Oh, I don't think it worked. My Sam Adams is 10% alcohol by volume.
Is it? Right, it does. This just gives us time to finish this drink. Hold on, I gotta see if I can get this shit back on. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Fuck my life. Yeah, he's speaking right now, but having a difficult time.
If you check the work chats, there's another live stream that somebody dropped in there that we might be able to use.
In where?
In our one of our operations.
Okay. All right, we'll go to that right now. Everyone stay tuned. Right? Yeah, this is our little commercial break. Just have to, hopefully.
People's State of the Union. Greg breaks down why the left's
Did you get it?
resistance event flopped when the five returns from Washington.
What just happened? Make it stop. Enough of that. Yes. Okay. Everyone. Great Cloud.
Yes.
Talk.
Oh. Well. As you're trying to fix it.
Yeah. I gotta fix this.
Nation, we apologize for our technical difficulties. But the rules are still scrolling, which is good, so you guys can understand the rules. So if you are following along at home, we encourage you to play by our rules, right? And comment in Facebook Live or the Mixer chat or our YouTube feed as you see things come up and whatnot. I don't do the audio portion because I want to be able to hear you guys and pay attention to what you guys are chiming in on. But this is going to be a good speech. And I plan on reading it afterwards, both his State of the Union and the and the rebuttal from the Dems, because it's something we can address later in the week and also on our next show. So it's I can't emphasize enough how important this stuff is for our current generation of not only soldiers but vets. All right, a lot of us are in that window where we can really start getting involved in politics. We're at those ages where we can actually run for offices and whatnot. Okay. And I encourage you, if you have that savvy, if you have that mindset that you really want to try and make a change, make a difference, run for office in your area, right? Whether it be state, local, federal, whatever it is, run, make a difference. Don't bitch about it, and don't say, oh, there's nothing I could do. Horseshit. You know what? Even if you don't get elected, even if you don't win, right? If you tried to make a difference, if you brought your points up and made them known that that's a cause you care about or whatever else, that's a win. Okay? You at least contributed to the process and you wanted to make a difference. I cannot emphasize enough how it pisses me off that all anybody wants to do is be a Facebook warrior or a fucking social justice warrior, whatever else you want to call it. Fucking make a difference. Again, even if you lose, as long as you made your points known and you stuck up for somebody else or your constituents that believed in you, that's a win. End of story. So get involved somehow. Okay? And pay attention to what's going on in the State of the Union. The president's going to lay out his plan for the nation. He's going to cover what has happened in his first year, right? So it's a mix of both. And like I said earlier, if the Dems would fall back on racist, misogynist, Russian collusion, the investigation, if they fall on any of that, if they mention that one time during the rebuttal, they lost. They're grasping at straws at that point.
All right, let's see. Oh, let's see if it fucking works. Hold on. Keep going, keep talking.
Damn it, Dustin. No, you are not allowed to be a keyboard warrior in second class. Third classes are only allowed. But it blows my mind. All anybody wants to do is bitch and moan, right? They don't have a solution. You're no better than a fucking private that wants to bitch and moan about having to go to the range or having to do whatever kind of training. You know what? If you have something better, then suggest it. Just don't bitch because you have to do it or you want to see what it is. Fucking actually come up with something. Have a plan. Have a solution. Bitching is not a solution. Suggesting an actual plan that you thought through that has an actual outcome is a solution. That's a win.
Stop.
And Hispanic American unemployment has also reached the
maybe
the lowest levels in history.
Good night, Sith Lord.
Sorry about that, everybody.
We got it back. That's the important part.
Now stop your bitching.
All-time high. The stock market has smashed one
stock market
after another, gaining
come on.
$1 and more in value in just this short period of time. The great news. The great news.
And that's a tasty fucking beer, by the way. So I'm glad I picked that one to start with.
Retirement pension and college savings accounts have gone through the roof. And just as I promised the American people from this podium 11 months ago, we enacted the biggest tax cuts and reforms in American history.
Tax cuts.
Our massive tax cuts provide tremendous relief for the middle class and small business. To lower tax rates for hardworking Americans, we nearly doubled the standard deduction for everyone. Now the first $24,000 earned by a married couple is completely tax-free. We also doubled the child tax credit. A typical family of four making $75,000 will see their tax bill reduced by $2,000, slashing their tax bill in half. In April, this will be the last time you will ever file under the old and very broken system, and millions of Americans will have more take-home pay starting next month, a lot more.
He looks pissed.
We eliminated an especially cruel tax that fell mostly on Americans making less than $50,000 a year, forcing them to pay tremendous penalties simply because they couldn't afford government-ordered health plans. We repealed the core of the disastrous Obamacare. The individual mandate is now gone. Thank heaven.
They're pissed. that whole side is just not having anything.
They look so fucking angry, right?
The business tax rate
amazing.
From 35% all the way down to 21%, so American companies can compete and win against anyone else anywhere in the world. These changes alone are estimated to increase average family income by more than $4,000. Okay. A lot of money. Small businesses have also received a massive tax cut and can now deduct 20% of their business income. Here tonight are Steve Staub and Sandy Keplinger of Staub Manufacturing, a small, beautiful business in Ohio. They've just finished the best year in their 20-year history. Because of tax reform, they are handing out raises, hiring an additional 14 people, and expanding into the building next door. Good feeling. One of Staub's employees, Corey Adams, is also with us tonight. Corey is an all-American worker. He supported himself through high school, lost his job during the 2008 recession, and was later hired by Staub, where he trained to become a welder. Like many hardworking Americans, Corey plans to invest his tax cut raise into his new home and his two daughters' education. Corey, please stand. And he's a great welder. I was told that by the man that owns that company that's doing so well. So congratulations, Corey. Since we passed tax cuts, roughly 3 million workers have already gotten tax cut bonuses. Many of them thousands and thousands of dollars per worker, and it's getting more every month, every week. Apple has just announced it plans to invest a total of $350 billion in America and hire another 20,000 workers. And just a little while ago, ExxonMobil announced a $50 billion investment in the United States. Just a little while ago. This, in fact, is our new American moment. There has never been a better time to start living the American dream. So to every citizen watching at home tonight, no matter where you've been or where you've come from, this is your time. If you work hard, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in America, then you can dream anything. You can be anything. And together, we can achieve absolutely anything.
I almost thought he was going to say Make America Great Again, but he didn't. We survived another drink chug. We survived State of the Union 2018.
Tonight, I want to talk about what kind of future we're going to have and what kind of a nation we're going to be. All of us together as one team, one people, and one American family can do anything. We all share the same home, the same heart, the same destiny, and the same great American flag. Together, we are rediscovering the American way. In America, we know that faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, are the center of American life. The motto is, "In God we trust." And we celebrate our police, our military, and our amazing veterans as heroes who deserve our total and unwavering support. Here tonight is Preston Sharp, a 12-year-old boy from Redding, California, who noticed that veterans' graves were not marked with flags on Veterans Day. He decided all by himself to change that and started a movement that has now placed 40,000 flags at the graves of our great heroes. Preston, a job well done.
Dude, that's awesome! Aww, he's so cute!
Young patriots like Preston teach all of us about our civic duty as Americans. And I met Preston a little while ago, and he is something very special that I can tell you. Great future. Thank you very much for all you've done, Preston. Thank you very much. Preston's reverence for those who have served our nation reminds us of why we salute our flag, why we put our hands on our hearts for the Pledge of Allegiance, and why we proudly stand for the national anthem.
Oh. Right? Preston's a little bam. He got to hug Melania. Damn it. I want to hug Melania.
Americans love their country, and they deserve a government that shows them the same love and loyalty in return. For the last year, we have sought to restore the bonds of trust between our citizens and their government. Working with the Senate, we are appointing judges who will interpret the Constitution as written, including a great new Supreme Court justice and more circuit court judges than any new administration in the history of our country. We are totally defending our Second Amendment and have taken historic actions to protect religious liberty. And we are serving our brave veterans, including giving our veterans choice in their health care decisions. Last year, Congress also passed, and I signed, the landmark VA Accountability Act. Since its passage, my administration has already removed more than 1,500 VA employees who failed to give our veterans the care they deserve. And we are hiring talented people who love our vets as much as we do.
No, clapping does not count as accordion hands.
And I will not stop until our veterans are properly taken care of, which has been my promise to them from the very beginning of this great journey. All Americans deserve accountability and respect, and that's what we are giving to our wonderful heroes, our veterans. Thank you. So tonight I call on Congress to empower every cabinet secretary with the authority to reward good workers and to remove federal employees who undermine the public trust or fail the American people. In our drive to make Washington accountable, we have eliminated more regulations in our first year than any administration in the history of our country. We have ended the war on American energy, and we have ended the war on beautiful, clean coal. We are now very proudly an exporter of energy to the world. In Detroit, I halted government mandates that crippled America's great, beautiful auto workers so that we can get Motor City revving its engines again, and that's what's happening. Many car companies are now building and expanding plants in the United States, something we haven't seen for decades. Chrysler is moving a major plant from Mexico to Michigan. Toyota and Mazda are opening up a plant in Alabama, a big one, and we haven't seen this in a long time. It's all coming back. Very soon, auto plants and other plants will be opening up all over our country. This is all news Americans are totally unaccustomed to hearing. For many years, companies and jobs were only leaving us. But now, they are roaring back, they're coming back, they want to be where the action is, they want to be in the United States of America. That's where they want to be. Exciting progress is happening every single day. To speed access to breakthrough cures and affordable generic drugs, last year, the FDA approved more new and generic drugs and medical devices than ever before in our country's history. We also believe that patients with terminal conditions, terminal illness, should have access to experimental treatment immediately that could potentially save their lives. People who are terminally ill should not have to go from country to country to seek a cure. I want to give them a chance right here at home. It's time for Congress to give these wonderful, incredible Americans the right to try.
Some Democrats standing up. Interesting. Exactly, Lisa Dave.
One of my greatest priorities is to reduce the price of prescription drugs.
Yes.
In many other countries, these drugs cost far less than what we pay in the United States, and it's very, very unfair. That is why I've directed my administration to make fixing the injustice of high drug prices one of my top priorities for the year. And prices will come down substantially. Watch. America has also finally turned the page on decades of unfair trade deals that sacrificed our prosperity and shipped away our companies, our jobs, and our wealth. Our nation has lost its wealth, but we're getting it back so fast. The era of economic surrender is totally over. From now on, we expect trading relationships to be fair and, very importantly, reciprocal. We will work to fix bad trade deals and negotiate new ones, and they'll be good ones, but they'll be fair. And we will protect American workers and American intellectual property through strong enforcement of our trade rules. As we rebuild our industries, it is also time to rebuild our crumbling infrastructure. America is a nation of builders. We built the Empire State Building in just 1 year. Isn't it a disgrace that it can now take 10 years just to get a minor permit approved for the building of a simple road?
Dude, I-35 needs to be done. It needs to be done. That should
I am asking both parties to come together to give us safe, fast, reliable, and modern infrastructure that our economy needs and our people deserve.
The drink count is up to a lot. So
tonight I'm calling on Congress to produce a bill that generates at least $1.5 trillion for the new infrastructure investment that our country so desperately needs. Every federal dollar should be leveraged by partnering with state and local governments and, where appropriate, tapping into private sector investment to permanently fix the infrastructure deficit, and we can do it. Any bill must also streamline the permitting and approval process, getting it down to no more than 2 years and perhaps even 1. Together, we can reclaim our great building heritage. We will build gleaming new roads, bridges, highways, railways, and waterways all across our land. And we will do it with American heart, American hands, and American grit. We want every American to know the dignity of a hard day's work. We want every child to be safe in their home at night. And we want every citizen to be proud of this land that we all love so much. We can lift our citizens from welfare to work, from dependence to independence, and from poverty to prosperity. As tax cuts create new jobs, let's invest in workforce development, and let's invest in job training, which we need so badly. Let's open great vocational schools so our future workers can learn a craft and realize their full potential.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Vocational schools. We need more
And
of
let's
them.
support working families by supporting paid family leave. As America regains its strength, opportunity must be extended to all citizens. That is why this year we will embark on reforming our prisons to help former inmates who have served their time get a second chance at life.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
No. I mean, that doesn't, that's,
especially immigrant communities.
that's outside
will
his
also
like
be
total
helped
agenda.
by immigration policies that focus on the best interests of American workers and American families. For decades, open borders have allowed drugs and gangs to pour into our most vulnerable communities. They've allowed millions of low-wage workers to compete for jobs and wages against the poorest Americans. Most tragically, they have caused the loss of many innocent lives. Here tonight are two fathers and two mothers, Evelyn Rodriguez, Freddie Cuevas, Elizabeth Alvarado, and Robert Mickens. Their two teenage daughters, Kayla Cuevas and Nisa Mickens, were close friends on Long Island. But in September 2016, on the eve of Nisa's 16th birthday, such a happy time it should have been, neither of them came home. These two precious girls were brutally murdered while walking together in their hometown. 6 members of the savage MS-13 gang have been charged with Kayla and Nisa's murders. Many of these gang members took advantage of glaring loopholes in our laws to enter the country as illegal, unaccompanied, alien minors and wound up in Kayla and Nisa's high school. Evelyn, Elizabeth, Freddie, and Robert, tonight everyone in this chamber is praying for you. Everyone in America is grieving for you. Please stand. Thank you very much. I want you to know that 320 million hearts are right now breaking for you. We love you. Thank you. While we cannot imagine the depths of that kind of sorrow, we can make sure that other families never have to endure this kind of pain. Tonight, I am calling on Congress to finally close the deadly loopholes that have allowed MS-13 and other criminal gangs to break into our country. We have proposed new legislation that will fix our immigration laws and support our ICE and Border Patrol agents. These are great people. These are great, great people that work so hard in the midst of such danger so that this can never happen again. The United States is a compassionate nation. We are proud that we do more than any other country anywhere in the world to help the needy, the struggling, and the underprivileged all over the world. But as President of the United States, my highest loyalty, my greatest compassion, my constant concern is for America's children, America's struggling workers, and America's forgotten communities. I want our youth to grow up, to achieve great things. I want our poor to have their chance to rise. So tonight, I am extending an open hand to work with members of both parties, Democrats and Republicans, to protect our citizens of every background, color, religion, and creed. My duty,
might just call them
and
out.
The sacred duty of every elected official in this chamber is to defend Americans, to protect their safety, their families, their communities, and their right to the American dream. Because Americans are dreamers too.
Good play on words, D. Trizzle. Good play on words. Yes.
Here tonight is one leader in the effort to defend our country, Homeland Security Investigation Special Agent Celestino Martinez. He goes by DJ and CJ. He said, call me either one. So we'll call you CJ. Served 15 years in the Air Force before becoming an ICE agent and spending the last 15 years fighting gang violence and getting dangerous criminals off of our streets. Tough job. At one point, MS-13 leaders ordered CJ's murder, and they wanted it to happen quickly. But he did not cave to threats or to fear. Last May, he commanded an operation to track down gang members on Long Island. His team has arrested nearly 400, including more than 220 MS-13 gang members. And I have to tell you, what the Border Patrol and ICE have done, we have sent thousands and thousands and thousands of MS-13 horrible people out of this country or into our prisons. So I just want to congratulate you, CJ. You're a brave guy. Thank you very much. And I asked CJ,
so
what's the secret?
Nation,
he said,
Kenneth in the comments has a point.
And I like that answer.
Americans are dreamers too. That is a dem jab, so that's a drink.
Now let's get Congress to send you, and all of the people in this great chamber have to do it. We have no choice. CJ, we're going to send you reinforcements, and we're going to send them to you quickly. It's what you need. Over the next few weeks, the House and Senate will be voting on an immigration reform package. In recent months, my administration has met extensively with both Democrats and Republicans to craft a bipartisan approach to immigration reform. Based on these discussions, we presented Congress with a detailed proposal that should be supported by both parties as a fair compromise, one where nobody gets everything they want, but where our country gets the critical reforms it needs and must have. Here are the 4 pillars of our plan. The first pillar of our framework generously offers a path to citizenship for 1.8 million illegal immigrants who were brought here by their parents at a young age. That covers almost 3 times more people than the previous administration covered. Under our plan, those who meet education and work requirements and show good moral character will be able to become full citizens of the United States over a 12-year period. The second pillar fully secures the border. That means building a great wall on the southern border, and it means hiring more heroes like CJ to keep our communities safe.
That's a nation.
Crucially, our plan closes the terrible loopholes exploited by criminals and terrorists to enter our country, and it finally ends the horrible and dangerous practice of catch and release. Yes. The third pillar ends the visa lottery, a program that randomly hands out green cards without any regard for skill, merit, or the safety of American people. It's time to begin moving toward a merit-based immigration system, one that admits people who are skilled, who want to work, who will contribute to our society, and who will love and respect our country. The fourth and final pillar protects the nuclear family by ending chain migration. Under the current broken system, a single immigrant can bring in virtually unlimited numbers of distant relatives. Under our plan, we focus on the immediate family by limiting sponsorships to spouses and minor children. This vital reform is necessary not just for our economy, but for our security and for the future of America. In recent weeks, 2 terrorist attacks in New York were made possible by the visa lottery and chain migration. In the age of terrorism, these programs present risks we can just no longer afford. It's time to reform. These outdated immigration rules and finally bring our immigration system into the 21st century. These 4 pillars represent a down-the-middle compromise and one that will create a safe, modern, and lawful immigration system. For over 30 years, Washington has tried and failed to solve this problem. This Congress can be the one that finally makes it happen. Most importantly, these 4 pillars will produce legislation that fulfills my ironclad pledge to sign a bill that puts America first. So let's come together, set politics aside, and finally get the job done. These reforms will also support our response to the terrible crisis of opioid and drug addiction. Never before has it been like it is now. It is terrible. We have to do something about it. In 2016, we lost 64,000 Americans to drug overdoses, 174 deaths per day, 7 per hour. We must get much tougher on drug dealers and pushers if we are going to succeed in stopping this scourge. My administration is committed to fighting the drug epidemic and helping get treatment for those in need, for those who have been so terribly hurt. The struggle will be long and it will be difficult, but as Americans always do, in the end, we will succeed, we will prevail. As we have seen tonight, the most difficult challenges bring out the best in America. We see a vivid expression of this truth in the story of the Holetz family of New Mexico. Ryan Holetz is 27 years old, an officer with the Albuquerque Police Department. He's here tonight with his wife, Rebecca. Thank you, Ryan. Last year, Ryan was on duty when he saw a pregnant, homeless woman preparing to inject heroin. When Ryan told her she was going to harm her unborn child, she began to weep. She told him she didn't know where to turn, but badly wanted a safe home for her baby. In that moment, Ryan said he felt God speak to him. You will do it because you can. He heard those words. He took out a picture of his wife and their 4 kids. Then he went home to tell his wife, Rebecca. In an instant, she agreed to adopt. The Holetz named their new daughter Hope. Ryan and Rebecca, you embody the goodness of our nation. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan and Rebecca. As we rebuild America's strength and confidence at home, we are also restoring our strength and standing abroad. Around the world, we face rogue regimes, terrorist groups, and rivals like China and Russia that challenge our interests, our economy, and our values. In confronting these horrible dangers, we know that weakness is the surest path to conflict, and unmatched power is the surest means to our true and great defense. For this reason, I am asking Congress to end the dangerous defense sequester and fully fund our great military. As part of our defense, we must modernize and rebuild our nuclear arsenal, hopefully never having to use it, but making it so strong and so powerful that it will deter any acts of aggression by any other nation or anyone else. Perhaps someday in the future there will be a magical moment.
The looks on the Joint Chiefs
when
is like,
the
I
countries
don't
of the
know about
world
all
will get
this.
together to eliminate their nuclear weapons. Unfortunately, we are not there yet, sadly. Last year, I also pledged that we would work with our allies to extinguish ISIS from the face of the earth. 1 year later, I am proud to report that the coalition to defeat ISIS has liberated very close to 100% of the territory just recently held by these killers in Iraq and in Syria and in other locations as well.
We're not doing that this time? Okay,
but there is
sorry.
much more work to be done. We will continue our fight
if that chant
until
breaks out,
ISIS is
rule
defeated.
change. If that chant breaks
Army
out in the
Staff
Congress,
Sergeant Justin
that's a
Peck
finish your
is
drink
here
chant.
tonight.
Yeah.
Near Raqqa last November, Justin and his comrade, Chief Petty Officer Kenton Stacy, were on a mission to clear buildings that ISIS had rigged with explosive so that civilians could return to that city, hopefully soon and hopefully safely. Clearing the second floor of a vital hospital, Kenton Stacy was severely wounded by an explosion. Immediately, Justin bounded into the booby-trapped and unbelievably dangerous and unsafe building and found Kenton, but in very, very bad shape. He applied pressure to the wound and inserted a tube to reopen an airway. He then performed CPR for 20 straight minutes during the ground transport and maintained artificial respiration through 2.5 hours and through emergency surgery. Kenton Stacy would have died if it were not for Justin's selfless love for his fellow warrior. Tonight, Kenton is recovering in Texas. Raqqa is liberated, and Justin is wearing his new Bronze Star with a V for valor. Staff Sergeant Peck, all of America salutes you. Terrorists who do things like place bombs in civilian hospitals are evil. When possible, we have no choice but to annihilate them. When necessary, we must be able to detain and question them. But we must be clear. Terrorists are not merely criminals. They are unlawful enemy combatants. And when captured overseas, they should be treated like the terrorists they are. In the past, we have foolishly released hundreds and hundreds of dangerous terrorists, only to meet them again on the battlefield, including the ISIS leader, al-Baghdadi, who we captured, who we had, who we released. So today, I'm keeping another promise. I just signed, prior to walking in, an order directing Secretary Mattis, who is doing a great job. Thank you. To re-examine our military detention policy and to keep open the detention facilities in Guantanamo Bay. I am asking Congress to ensure that in the fight against ISIS and al-Qaeda, we continue to have all necessary power to detain terrorists wherever we chase them down, wherever we find them. And in many cases, for them, it will now be Guantanamo Bay. At the same time, as of a few months ago, our warriors in Afghanistan have new rules of engagement. Along with their heroic Afghan partners, our military is no longer undermined by artificial timelines, and we no longer tell our enemies our plans. Last month, I also took an action endorsed unanimously by the U.S. Senate just months before. I recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Shortly afterwards, dozens of countries voted in the United Nations General Assembly against America's sovereign right to make this decision. In 2016, American taxpayers generously sent those same countries more than $20 billion in aid. That is why tonight I am asking Congress to pass legislation to help ensure American foreign assistance dollars always serve American interests and only go to friends of America, not enemies of America. As we strengthen friendships all around the world, we are also restoring clarity about our adversaries. When the people of Iran rose up against the crimes of their corrupt dictatorship, I did not stay silent. America stands with the people of Iran in their courageous struggle for freedom. I am asking Congress to address the fundamental flaws in the terrible Iran nuclear deal. My administration has also imposed tough sanctions on the communist and socialist dictatorships in Cuba and Venezuela. But no regime has oppressed its own citizens more totally or brutally than the cruel dictatorship in North Korea. North Korea's reckless pursuit of nuclear missiles could very soon threaten our homeland. We are waging a campaign of maximum pressure to prevent that from ever happening. Past experience has taught us that complacency and concessions only invite aggression and provocation. I will not repeat the mistakes of past administrations that got us into this very dangerous position. We need only look at the depraved character of the North Korean regime to understand the nature of the nuclear threat it could pose to America and to our allies. Otto Warmbier was a hard-working student at the University of Virginia, and a great student he was. On his way to study abroad in Asia, Otto joined a tour to North Korea. At its conclusion, this wonderful young man was arrested and charged with crimes against the state. After a shameful trial, the dictatorship sentenced Otto to 15 years of hard labor before returning him to America last June, horribly injured and on the verge of death. He passed away just days after his return. Otto's wonderful parents, Fred and Cindy Warmbier, are here with us tonight, along with Otto's brother and sister, Austin and Greta. Please.
Oh my God, the feels. Oh, I can't do this right now. Oh.
Incredible people. You are powerful witnesses to a menace that threatens our world, and your strength truly inspires us all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Tonight, we pledge to honor Otto's memory with total American resolve. Thank you. Finally, we are joined by one more witness to the ominous nature of this regime. His name is Mr. Ji Sung Ho. In 1996, Sung Ho was a starving boy in North Korea. One day he tried to steal coal from a railroad car to barter for a few scraps of food, which were very hard to get. In the process, he passed out on the train tracks, exhausted from hunger. He woke up as a train ran over his limbs. He then endured multiple amputations without anything to dull the pain or the hurt. His brother and sister gave what little food they had to help him recover and ate dirt themselves, permanently stunting their own growth. Later, he was tortured by North Korean authorities after returning from a brief visit to China. His tormentors wanted to know if he'd met any Christians. He had, and he resolved after that to be free. Sung Ho traveled thousands of miles on crutches all across China and Southeast Asia to freedom. Most of his family followed. His father was caught trying to escape and was tortured to death. Today, he lives in Seoul, where he rescues other defectors and broadcasts into North Korea what the regime fears most, the truth. Today, he has a new leg, but Sung Ho, I understand you still keep those old crutches as a reminder of how far you've come. Your great sacrifice is an inspiration to us all. Please, thank you.
Okay, right now, that's 2 drinks.
Sung Ho's story is a testament to the yearning of every human soul to live in freedom. It was that same yearning for freedom that nearly 250 years ago gave birth to a special place called America. It was a small cluster of colonies caught between a great ocean and a vast wilderness. It was home to an incredible people with a revolutionary idea that they could rule themselves, that they could chart their own destiny, and that together they could light up the entire world.
Fuck you, Dale.
That is what our country has always been about. That is what Americans have always stood for, always strived for, and always done. Atop the dome of this Capitol stands the Statue of Freedom. She stands tall and dignified among the monuments to our ancestors who fought and lived and died to protect her. Monuments to Washington and Jefferson and Lincoln and King. Memorials to the heroes of Yorktown and Saratoga. To young Americans who shed their blood on the shores of Normandy and the fields beyond, and others who went down in the waters of the Pacific and the skies all over Asia. And freedom stands tall over one more monument, this one, this Capitol, this living monument. This is the monument to the American people.
Oh! chant, so bottoms up, bitches.
We're a people whose heroes live not only in the past, but all around us, defending hope, pride, and defending the American way. They work in every trade. They sacrifice to raise a family. They care for our children at home. They defend our flag abroad. And they are strong moms and brave kids. They are firefighters and police officers and border agents, medics and Marines. But above all else, they are Americans. And this capital, this city, this nation belongs entirely to them. Our task is to respect them, to listen to them, to serve them, to protect them, and to always be worthy of them. Americans fill the world with art and music. They push the bounds of science and discovery, and they forever remind us of what we should never, ever forget. The people dreamed this country. The people built this country. And it's the people who are making America great again.
Oh, finish your drink again. Finish your drink again. Yes, yes, yes. Great Cloud, you missed it. There was a USA chant.
Was there really?
Yes, there was.
As long as we are proud
It was
of who we are
beautiful.
and what we are fighting for, there is nothing we cannot achieve. As long as we have confidence in our values, faith in our citizens, and trust in our God, we will never fail. Our families will thrive. Our people will prosper. And our nation will forever be safe and strong and proud and mighty and free. Thank you, and God bless America. Good night.
And that was President Trump in his first State of the Union address, speaking for an hour and 20 minutes, lengthy State of the Union address, but he knows that he's got a big audience, millions watching, and also one of the lowest approval ratings for any president in their first year in office.
Wow. All right, so everybody.
Let's recap a little bit.
I was going to say, do you want to recap or do you want a small break?
Do a small break and then
I was gonna
we'll
say,
recap
I'm
and
good.
do some stories.
I peed. I used the bathroom during one of the times where it was just like him talking and like I had us like not on the screen. I was like, bathroom.
I had to get a refill quick.
Yeah, so
destroy it.
I think we should just recap since we're on the uphill or the uphill slope of our last
Got it.
hour.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
So
quick break and recap.
No, I don't want to take a break.
You just said small break and then recap.
I said I don't want to because I don't have to pee because I already took a pee break during the address. Oh my God. One, I'm mad at you.
Why?
You missed the USA chant.
I know. I had to go get a refill.
You missed it. Inexcusable.
I know. Yeah. So we're not gonna broadcast a rebuttal, but we will probably discuss it next week or the week following.
Yeah. I do think it was very interesting that no matter what he said, it didn't matter if the Democrats were clapping or not, because even when the camera panned out behind them, you could tell a lot of the Democrats were clapping to what the president was saying, but they weren't standing. No matter what the president said, they would not stand.
Right.
To include Staff Sergeant Peck. They did not stand for Staff Sergeant Peck.
No, and that's fucking total bullshit.
Like, let's just all remember that. But,
yeah.
okay, oh my God, the fucking feels, man.
So, let me throw this out there. Nation, I was okay. And I know Minx hears me preach about this, and I know I've said it on many other shows, that we are the largest community there is in the nation, in the U.S., okay? We take care of our own, whether that be on active duty, as a reservist, whatever, after the fact that you're a veteran, we take care of our own. But to hear that story was fucking onion cutting.
God,
okay?
The ninjas were everywhere.
They were. And it just cut me to the core, and it truly did. And I apologize for the tears that came. Okay, Nation? But it just shows me how awesome we are as a community of veterans, active duty, and the whatnots. Okay, reservists, National Guard, whatever it is. We share a bond that is unlike any other. And it's unfathomable that nobody else can understand that, right? And we can't. And by God, latch onto that. Everybody should be able to reach out to any other vet, active duty guy, reservist, National Guard guy, right? That bond is automatically there. So if our brother or sister needs help, no matter what the circumstances, let them lean on you, let them grasp on. And I'm not talking about giving them a hand out. Give them a hand up. Because you don't know what they need, what they're going through, or what they might be able to help in the fight further. So, Nation, just be you and be true to the calling that we are. That's all I ask of you, Nation. That's it. If you can buy that guy on the corner or that vet, whoever, a cup of coffee or a hot meal, fucking just do it. It's $10, it's $5, whatever. We're all we have. End of story. Take care of one another. Look out for one another. And by God, if you have questions, if you need answers, send us a message on the radio page, send us a message on the main page, and we'll see what we can do. All right? We might not have it right then and there, but by God, we'll see if we can find you an answer. We are a strong nation. We are everybody who represents what this nation is. And that's all I have to say about that for now. Shots.
Oh, shit. I had the drinking rules still up.
You can take down the drinking rules now.
Let me just take those down. Whoops.
Take them down. But they were awesome drinking rules.
They were, right?
Oh, I really thought that somebody was going to get, I thought it was going to be a lot worse than that. That's why I tried to devise some of these other rules.
Oh my God. No. I mean, we definitely left a lot out, Korea.
Yeah. Oh, we should. I thought about that when I was originally, crafting the draft rules. It's like, Asian Cartman. I was like, right? No, that's really too much.
Oh my God. All right. So he did not disappoint at all. I don't know about anybody else. I'm fucking proud to be American once again.
Yep. That's an awesome POTUS we have.
We have a strong leader who is unashamedly proud of where he comes from and the country that he represents. And the people that he represents. He's proud of the people that he is a leader of. He makes it no secret that he wants to put our needs first, to put our people first, and to put our country's wants first. Fuck yes. Fuck, right? Fuck all y'all's feelings. What about us? Thank you.
Totally agree.
About fucking time.
Yep.
So, oh my God. So proud.
So Alina in the Facebook Live comments has got a good point. Had we made a vets rule, we probably would all have died of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah. and I think that was absolutely amazing of him, is how much he brought attention to not only our active duty, but to our veterans.
Yeah.
And saying that, these, not only our law enforcement, our first responders, our firefighters, not only are they our local heroes, but so are our active duty personnel and our veteran personnel. And they need to be taken care of. Fuck yes.
Yep. Valentine Viper in the Mixer chat wants to thank us for live streaming the State of the Union address.
You're welcome. I tried.
Yeah. She says, as a military mother of a 22-year-old deployed overseas, and her as an emergency responder, she says, thank God somebody's standing up for the military and taking care of the drug issue she deals daily with at work.
Yeah. I love that he brought up the fact about, making prescription drugs cheaper. And the fact that he said, he specifically stated that more generic brands were being brought out and were being FDA approved. That's a big thing. Like, that's a big deal. That means that it's because generic and these name brand drugs, for those of you who don't know, chemically, they are not different at all. Chemically, they are 100% the same chemical makeup. Yep. The only difference is the name. That's it. That's the only difference. And the reason why the one is a name brand is because it's backed by Big Pharma. Whereas the other, being generic, that's why it's so much cheaper. But I thought it was so interesting after he said something about, all these generic drugs being released and FDA approved. They did a quick pan of the Democratic side of the House, and specifically Nancy Pelosi. And the Democrats around her, none of them were happy about this. Which makes me start to think like, oh, so your hand is in Big Pharma's pocket. Money. Because if you get, like, you know, generic drugs are cheaper than the name brand ones. So if you get these generic drugs out there, that's going to drive the cost of healthcare down because prescriptions are going to go down. And if you, like, it's just going to start a chain reaction. If you get the drugs to go down, you're going to get other costs to go down, which means healthcare is going to go down.
True.
Eventually. It's going to take some time, but eventually it will go down.
Now, my only issue with the price driving on that is the funds do contribute to a lot of R&D, okay? We can't deny that. There's a lot of R&D that has to go into a lot of this. With that being said, okay, I think there's a way to come to a compromise on how that needs to happen, on who needs to cover what expense when that R&D needs to happen. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So whether it be a government subsidy or something else where these companies can can a tax break on doing this R&D as a furtherance of whatever, then I'm okay with that. But I got it. There is a point that you have to, as a company, as a business, you have to really decide on what's needed and what's good for your business and a company to go forward on how you're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
Because a business is in the business to make money, period, and provide a service, right? But I do agree with the other point that yes, the cost of certain drugs are out of control. Rotec in the mixer chat, insulin's out of control. God,
it is.
There are other drugs that are completely out of control.
Fucking epinephrine.
EpiPen, yes. Completely out of control. So how do we, one, as the nation of the United States of America, combat that? And two, how do we make sure that there is funding to ensure that we are looking for a how do I want to say this? A sustainable medicine and a sustainable revenue for that business that creates that medicine. Does that make sense?
I don't know. That's above my pay grade. And two, it also goes with copyright laws.
Right.
Drugs have copyrights and trademarks.
Right. And there's a balance there. You have to find a balance.
So there's that. Pookie.
Is he there?
I don't know. I thought I answered.
Maybe he's not answering.
Apparently I didn't answer. Whoops. Pookie, call back. Let's try this again. Let's call Pookie. Let's do that. God, his fucking Skype picture, I swear. It's just titties.
Who?
Pookie?
Hello?
Hello, Pookie.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right.
I was just commenting on your very voluptuous Skype picture.
Oh, okay.
What's up, man?
Not much. Show up to you.
You wanted to call in.
Yeah, I called in. Where's everyone at?
Me and Grey Cloud are here. What's up? You wanted to call. Talk, fucker.
I'm sorry. No, did you notice something? I think I might have pointed out in chat earlier, but it's like the first State of the Union address that I've ever seen where like common people were sitting in the crowd and getting pointed out about their accomplishments.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know if you brought that up. Well,
no, we haven't.
But I was just saying that.
No, not yet. We had not brought that up.
We had not.
I think the last I saw you were talking about the pharmaceuticals, which I think is an amazing thing. But yes.
No. So Pookie, while you're on here with us, so I would ask that you to think about it this way, and I know that you'll have 2 chances to talk about this later in the week if it comes up, is do you think there needs to be a balance between what those companies need to generate in a revenue and to provide that R&D money so they can continue to drive cures and or better medicines to help combat what we are seeing?
Okay, that's a very tricky slip. That's just like a double-sided question you asked me, because I definitely see like what DeTreese said was, I want to open the market, because right now the FDA kind of like holds this like monopolistic kind of thing, like only American companies can like deal in the United States. And I think what DeTreese wants is to open it up to where it's like a free market, and I'm all about free market, but What you're saying is like the cost and the price of R&D. I mean, like I said, free market competition. Boom, it's right there. Once you open a market up, there's competition to start producing these cures and cure-alls. Like, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Like 20 years from now, if they open a market up, this is just me being tinfoil hat-ish. There's a shot that makes you immune to opioids. Like, you don't get addicted to it.
Interesting.
I mean, pharmaceuticals is pharmaceuticals. I don't know shit about it, but I mean, science is science.
Right. So, I guess the question to really ponder is, one, do you think a balance could be found between cost for new medicines and current medicines and the need to fund R&D?
Yeah, just open the market up.
Do you really think that'll help it?
Yeah, if you open a market up, it's the end all. Open market is the ultimate competition for everything. When a company produces good product, good, like safe product, like if they produce like that crap you see on like the news where it's like 60, 70,000 side effects, or I could produce a pill that doesn't have a single side effect that does the same thing. There's the competition value of it, and the company that does the best wins. The company that does the worst dies off, and that's.
So, like, I've had personal experience in this. Before, like, my husband, came back into the service, and with insurance and stuff. In order for me to receive treatments for my infusions, we had to shell out $5,000 a year before I can have any type of treatment at all, if that makes sense.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yes.
Were you offered any other options?
No, because we made too much money.
That's where I come with the open market first payer kind of thing, like.
Yeah, and I get that. I totally get that. Like, we totally made too much money. We went to the hospital and we presented our, financials and stuff. They're like, you just make too much money. And we're just kind of like, what the fuck? And I, kind of went to, like Medicaid or whatever. And they're like, you make too much money. Like, we legitimately had to come up with all this money before I can come up, to get my treatments to survive. And that's what's kind of fucked up with everything. And I'm not just saying that that's why he, kind of, came back into the service, because one, he missed it. But anyways, if it wasn't, for TRICARE and stuff, like, I may or may not be around. Like, I mean, how can you, like, provide for your family and save up when you've got to save, come up with $5,000 a year to be able to survive?
That's a very hard question to ask.
It is. I mean, it is. And for him, like for Trump to, put it out there, with, like the generics and, and prescriptions and stuff, I'm just kind of like, he's right.
No, that's where I get with the, like I said, open market. Let the market be open. Let competition happen, because if you don't have like anyone can study Darwinism in the finest.
Competition
Natural
is
selection.
Drive prices down.
That's how capitalism works. Capitalism works
Tide
like
Pods.
natural. Yeah, exactly. Tide Pods are selling really good right now, but a lot of people are dying. So I mean, whatever.
Tide Pods.
All right. I want to move on from this. So next point from the State of the Union address. Gray Cloud, go.
So I didn't hear as much about the economy as I thought I would. No. I thought I'd hear more about him boasting about the economy and the way it was booming and whatnot.
He mentioned the stock. He did mention the stock market and how it was booming.
Right, but not. I really thought that there would be more. Does that make sense?
He didn't want to fluff his feathers. This dude is playing 4D chess, man. Just leave it at that. He knows what he's doing.
Pookie. No, you said it correctly when you said that he was playing like 256D chess.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's way above that. He's playing chess on a whole other level. Like, I would not want to sit down and play a game of chess with this guy.
This man has pieces everywhere.
Yep.
And he's clearly in control of all the pieces at every single time and what they're doing. And he looked so comfortable and so calm and so in just almost like control of just the situation while he was up there talking.
No, I totally agree. But to the point we were talking about earlier, prior to this kicking off, is I really thought that would be more of the driving point of his address. It's economy.
He did.
But why? You can look at the Wall Street Journal and see the economy is doing good.
Yeah.
You didn't need to fluff that.
Right.
There's that, but then there's also, he did bring up the fact that more and more corporations are coming to America.
Yep.
By his policies.
Many corporations, many are coming back to America and bringing factories. Like, not just like, random corporate offices. They're bringing factories.
That's the one thing he mentioned is he lowered the taxes. He went with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, he didn't. Congress helped, but he signed it. But then he went into I put a tariff on all these things like right afterwards, and that was like step one, step two. I took the taxes down, but then I increased the taxes for you overseas.
And that's how it should be.
And exactly, it should be a high tax to import anything, which is going to bring all of those businesses back inside of our borders.
Hence that solar company.
Yes, which is what I talked about. And that's exactly what I talked about in the first hour. It was such a smart move by him, putting that 30% import tax on that solar panel company, because what did they do? They turned around and announced that they are going to bring a full-on factory in the United States.
Jobs.
So that way, that company is now going to be able to avoid that tax. But two, that's bringing thousands upon thousands of jobs back to the United States, which is what we need.
This is what happens when you elect a businessman. This is exactly what happens.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's you can't get around that. You truly can't.
No, not at all. And not only just a businessman, he's a builder, which is why I love the fact that he brought up infrastructure and how absurd it is and how long it takes to build anything anymore. Because let's face it, what is Donald Trump if not a builder? like
he was talking about cutting bureaucracy to the building plans to like under a year.
Yeah.
Didn't he say something like that?
No, he said no more than 2, possibly no more than 1 year.
Oh, that'd be
okay.
awesome.
I thought he said like less than a year, but that's my years here and shit.
So there's that, and then I really, really enjoyed, what was it? Just
you know what I enjoyed was Bernie Sanders actually clapping.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
His confused face of like, oh God, I like what he's saying, but what?
That was awesome.
I was like, yes, feel the burn, motherfucker.
Some holy shit, that was awesome.
Oh my God, yes. What else? There are a couple other things. I loved that statement. Americans are dreamers too.
Yeah. Oh my God, that not a great backhand?
Oh. Yes. Great play on words. Fuck you, dreamers. Fuck you, Democrats. Like, that's all it was.
He said it was like Americans are dreamers too, and it just bam.
Quote unquote, State of the Union 2018. Americans are dreamers too. Fuck yes.
Man, that was such a great backhand against that policy.
Yes. But it's true though. Americans are dreamers too. Americans have dreams. And why should we give those dreams to non-citizens?
No, I agreed. Why should they have any more advantage than those born here in the U.S.?
They shouldn't.
Bust their ass, bleed, sweat, and breathe.
Don't deserve, like,
state.
The people who are not born here don't deserve any sort of, like, hand up or any sort of incentive over those of us who are born here. I'm sorry, not sorry. I don't fucking care about your fucking feelings. That's how I fucking feel.
I don't give two shits.
Right? Oh, and then that's it. The fucking the vocational schools. Yes.
I was about to say that.
Yes. Bring back the emphasis on vocational schools. Because
we need blue collar workers.
Yes.
We need it.
Because
it's not a bad thing to be a blue collar worker. It's not.
You can make a good living as a blue collar worker.
So I don't know if I brought this up here on one of our shows, Minx, but my take on that is this. That's great. You know, you can bitch and you need a 4-year college degree to get ahead in this world, blah, blah, blah. Here's the problem with that, though, right? Okay? Those individuals who are out there working those vocational jobs, i.e., welders, auto mechanics, plumbers, electricians, all those quote-unquote undesirable jobs that people think they're too good to do.
Where are you going with this?
Motherfuckers, they're going to be dictating prices to you to build your fucking house and repair your shit.
Go.
Yes.
When you see
I've been in that situation, actually, where I can dictate people's prices. So I love it.
No, and it's absolutely true. But if you think about it, you know, growing up, our generation has always been told, in order to succeed at anything, you need a 4-year degree, right? That's all. That's
I was never told that.
Oh,
you're just
dude,
same age as me, but whatever.
Dude, that was harped at me growing up. Sorry. Sorry. Like, it was drilled into me by my family. If I wanted to succeed at life, I had to get a 4-year degree. Otherwise, I was going to end up on the street. That was pretty much what I was told. Here I am in my 30s. I don't have a degree.
No, but again, you fall into that tech, that vocational education type thing.
And I love my job. I love what I'm doing. But that's just it though. We've got kids out there who take out these huge loans that they can't fucking repay.
Right.
To get a degree that's not worth shit because there's too many degrees for
too much
whatever
politics
field
in the degree.
is out there. So they've got a surplus of degrees for a small field.
Yep.
And so then what? And so now all these kids have all these fucking degrees that overqualify them for jobs.
Yep.
And so now they're stuck doing nothing. And then they're not able to pay back their student loans. It's like this vicious cycle. It's weird.
You're right.
You want to hear a funny story? I was overqualified coming out of the Army. Like, I was looking for work. You know, I was like, I need a job. I need money. I tried to apply for a job at McDonald's, and they told me I was overqualified with my qualifications. So the Army can overqualify you too if you're not careful.
Right. But all right, you guys, it is past our ending time.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good show.
It's a great show.
Oh my god.
One more time.
Oh my god.
USA, USA, USA.
I missed that because I was getting ready to film.
Oh my god. All right, you guys.
Well, never mind. You go ahead.
I'm going to do housekeeping really quick. Grey Cloud, can you run off just really quick our upcoming guests after I'm done with housekeeping?
Yeah. Let me,
right.
one sec.
You pull that up. I'll go through housekeeping and then you go through the guests. Just their date and their name.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a show 6 days a week. So tonight is obviously Tied Up Tuesday with myself, Minx, and Grey Cloud. Tomorrow we don't have a show. We just don't. Sucks to suck, nerds. Thursday we have. I almost said Tied Up Sergeant's Time, but it's not it.
Oh, Tied Up Sergeant's Time.
That is definitely not it. It's Sergeant's Time, and it is with Ice and Mike Golf and Doc Madness. Friday, we have Friday Night Freedom with myself, Minx, and Pookie. Saturday, yeah. Saturday, we have Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie. Sunday, we have The Green Room with Charlie and Jason. Monday, we have the Monday edition with Ice and Flash. Tuesday, we're back with Tied Up Tuesday. What? And then also, all of our evening shows start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, also known as 2000. And then we also have, sorry, my ear itched. There we go. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do have a noon show Eastern, and it is Jose's Taco Truck, and that is with KJ. And yeah, Grey Cloud.
All right, Nation. We have a couple of guests coming up. February 2nd, which is a Friday, we have Mary Hopper from Operation Shoebox. Excuse me. Monday, 5 February, the day after the Super Bowl, we have PJ Walsh, who's a comedian. On 6th February, there are two guests, so pay attention. The Taco Truck has Terry Burns and Peter Cameron Esquire from TSGLI Claims Assistance, so that's going to be an important one for you to listen into, Nation. And then Minx and I have Kate Manning, who's a Marine Corps vet. On 8th February, Thursday, NASCAR driver Jesse, I'm going to slaughter this, Luigi, will be on Sergeant's Time. February 13th, Minx and I have another guest, Carl Forsling from Task and Purpose. That's going to be awesome because I know they do great work and they do a lot of great stuff for vets. And that rounds out our next 2 weeks, give or take, for our guest nation.
Awesome. Well, everybody have a great rest of your Tuesday night. And we will see you Thursday for, if you're able to catch it, Jose's Taco Truck or Sergeant's Time. So, yeah, we will see you then. Yeah, okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, bye, Felicia.